Hey everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is my review for the 11th episode of the second season of Batwoman titled Arrive Alive. The description for the episode says, with Batwoman and the Crows each hot on the trail of the False-Face Society, their efforts collide and tension escalates, Alice seeks out Enigma, and Sophie and Ryan find some common ground. Unlike the last few episodes, I felt like this week there wasn't a storyline that was superior to the other one, which I guess is good for Alice because her storyline has been pretty messy, but it's bad for Riley's storyline that has been so good recently, but this episode was just okay at best. Let's start off with Riley and the Crows. As the description says, both Ryan and Sophie were after the False-Face Society and their paths collided, causing trouble and an unexpected alliance which was making me ship Wildmore once again. Picking up from last episode, Black Mask kidnapped Angie from the Crows because without Ocean, he needed her to make Snakebite. At least this means my theory about Ocean was kinda right. He's not Black Mask, but he is the one behind the Snakebite drug. Now I wish he wasn't though, so we could have been done with him. Black Mask didn't have Ocean's secret ingredient, which I'm guessing is the Desert Rose, so it'll connect Black Mask to Sophia. For now, their final ingredient was Scarecrow's fear toxin. Black Mask set up some Fast and Furious-like thing where the False-Face dudes follow his coordinates on an app to pick up the toxin and deliver it to him. Batwoman went after False-Face, and damn, once she caught up to them, she literally yanked them out of the car. And here comes Crofy with the braids. Such a great look that didn't last long enough. When I saw the promo pics for the episode, I was hoping she got a new look because she was leaving the Crow, so she got a black hairstyle to signify that she's a proud black woman who's no longer gonna work for a system that hurts her people, but that wasn't why. Turns out she was undercover, but now Ryan ruined everything because if Crofy got back in the car and arrived late, then Black Mask would know something was wrong. Obviously this means so much to Ryan because she's trying to save her girl Angie, but Crofy was so invested in this because she promised Angie that she would be safe with the Crows if she sold them out, but that was a lie. Jacob realized this and got mad at Crofy because he never approved of her going undercover. I wish he wouldn't yell at Crofy, but in terms of acting, this was probably his best scene ever. It just confirms to me that Jacob is totally dying this season. He's getting better material all of a sudden. It reminds me of when Guggenheim suddenly started giving Laurel screen time on Arrow, only to kill her a few episodes later. I'm not falling for that again. Ryan finally lived up to her original character description as a drug runner by offering to replace Crofy as the undercover driver for Black Mask. Why was Crofy doubting her at first? Doesn't she remember how this girl used to be? Crofy was literally the one always arresting her. But wow, their chemistry was great here. Even though the episode was about saving Angie and I love her, they got me shipping Wildmore instead. Unfortunately, Sophie lost the braids when she took Ryan to see the car that she was gonna use. I love how excited Ryan was. She reminded me of Kara on Supergirl. I love how annoyed Crofy was, not just here but also when she took Ryan to meet the guy that was gonna help them with the tracker, who turned out to be Luke, and Ryan had to pretend she didn't know who Luke was and was just getting to know him. This was definitely one of my favorite scenes this episode. The fake name he gave her was terrible though, Robin Wild. What I didn't like is that Ryan suddenly seemed to know nothing about cars when she used to live in a van which literally outran the Batmobile. Why was one of the conflicts of the episode that she's not a good driver? It seemed kind of forced in just so that they could introduce the AI in the car. Although I did think it was a cute moment when Ryan was disappointed that her driving hadn't improved and was just the AI driving. Ryan tried out for the job as the driver, and even though the False-Face suits didn't look impressed, she got the job. Problem is that there was a drone flying above her, so she couldn't plant the tracker. She had to let the AI drive for her for a while she snuck back to plant the tracker. Luke was actually the one driving for some reason, and I was like, oh no, this man is gonna kill her. There was a cool chase scene when the Crows showed up, but I was so annoyed that she said she missed the Batsuit out loud. That was so stupid. The False-Face suits were literally right behind her. That was so out of character and just forced in for the cliffhanger. Ryan completed the mission, but as expected, considering she's a Crow, Crofy ditched him to take on False-Face by herself. Black Mask found her, which is a problem because other than Batwoman, he cased the Crows the most, as he should. And I guess he thought Ryan was a bootlicker and told him about his tragic backstory. Nah man, she wouldn't do that. Although it might have looked suspicious to him that Ryan arrived right after Crofy, and please, this girl has got to stop doing those superhero landings. My knees hurt just from seeing her kill her niece every single week. We got the first fight between Batwoman and Black Mask, and no shit, Black Mask can actually fight. I was not expecting that. They beat him after Crofy joined in, but just like Adrian Chase, this man is a genius that is 10 steps ahead of them and they haven't even realized what game he's playing. He knew they would never let Angie die, so he showed them footage of her being tortured and told them if they didn't let him go, he would kill her. But as we saw at the end, the footage was fake. Angie was fine and agreed to help him find Ocean, hopefully so they can kill him. I'm seriously loving Black Mask so much. We finally have a good villain other than Alice. In fact, I kinda hope he becomes Ryan's Alice and sticks around after the season, considering he's like a dark version of her. I love his hate for the Crows. In fact, it has me siding with him because Ryan is out here working with Crofy now. I also loved his one-liners about loving the branding on the Batarang, and when he told Ryan to bring a gun to a gunfight, please listen to him. Batwoman is not Batman. She should be able to kill. This episode introduced us to yet another asshole Crow, Agent Tabernov, who is apparently a Batwing villain in the comics. For now, he's just another shitty cop who thinks that everything is black and white. You're either on his side or on the side of evil, and since he was assigned as Crofy's replacement to go after False-Face, this was a problem for Ryan. Ryan and Angie. Of course, it's no surprise he also hates vigilantes, and he found a sample of Ryan's blood from her fight with Black Mask, another huge problem for Ryan. It's interesting that they brought this up because now that I think of it, all superheroes leave blood behind and no one brings it up. The fact they introduced Tabernoff right now just confirms for me that Jacob is dying this season, because this guy takes his role from season 1 as the asshole cop that hates Batwoman. It also allows them to actually show the problems with law enforcement because he doesn't have to be relatable or lovable since he has no connections to the main characters. Tabernoff wasn't the only one to get a clue on who Batwoman is. Crofy found Ryan and Luke's comms in the car and looked through their history, so she finally knows that Ryan is Batwoman. I love that once again Crofy was the first one to find out, just like with Kate, but the problem is that this time she had conflict with Ryan right before it happened, so how is she gonna react? Well, I'm glad she finally knows. I don't like the way they did it. Sophie is smart enough to have figured it out by herself, but this episode just made it way too convenient for her. They wrote Ryan out of character and made her start complaining about the batsuit just so they could have Crofy hear her, and that was pretty dumb. That might have been disappointing, but not as much as the end of Alice's storyline. I love how it started off with Alice breaking into Enigma's office and pretending to be a therapist, and I totally agree with her. We all appreciate that Enigma sent Julia on a long vacation. Enigma thought Alice was here to get her memories of Ocean back, but Alice just wanted to forget Kate, and Enigma kind of spent the rest of the episode trying to convince Alice that she can't erase those memories. Kate means too much to her, so her personality would totally change. Throughout season 1, Kate was what kept Alice in check because she was trying to bring Beth back. Without Kate, Alice would be a loose cannon. Now we saw the reason Alice wants Kate gone is so she can stop having hallucinations of young Kate. She had another one of them in the car, which I think was when the bus crash happened. Young Kate had a bit of an attitude, so I totally get why Alice wanted her gone. My problem with this is that Alice claimed that she was born this way and she never loved anyone, but that contradicts so much of the series. She obviously loved her family, that's why it hurt so much that they never rescued her. She had her stupid love story with Ocean, and she obviously loved Mouse. I was expecting Alice to push Kate out of the car, but she just took a picture and made her disappear. That was weird, but it got worse because not only did Kate reappear, but Ocean showed up too, as proof that Alice did love him and has held onto the memory of their love. I already had some problems with the storyline, but the worst part came when the real Ocean showed up in Enigma's office and attacked Alice. Why did they have to write in the stupid Desert Rose knife? He should have stayed dead. I hate that they brought him back. He's seriously the worst character on the show. Notice how much it had improved in the past 2 episodes without him, but now we're back to the stupid forced love story with zero chemistry. I was just saying that I was so happy that even though it's pretty weak, Alice finally had a storyline that doesn't revolve around a man, but I guess not. He is literally Batwoman's version of William Day, an useless and annoying character forced into a hetero relationship just so that they could avoid a queer relationship. Supercorp and Sophia and Alice. Enigma was such a mood. She was so annoyed by these 2 idiots that she gave them their memories back so she could escape while they were distracted. I'm so glad she did that because for a second I was so mad that it seemed like they were giving him the storyline I wanted for Sophia, of a woman protecting her country from colonization and its greatest resources being stolen, because Ocean mentioned that him and Alice deserved the worst punishment for trying to expose the Desert Rose to the world, but that would be horrible because this man was literally the one who put the island in danger just so that he could sleep with Alice. I was hoping that now that they had their memories back, Alice and Ocean could get their happy ending and just ride off into the sunset and leave the show forever. Yeah, it would suck to lose Rachel, but if it also means losing Ocean, then it's completely fine. But no, Caroline Dries hates me, and instead Ocean is rejoining the main plot. My theories were better than this. He could have been Roman Sionis, but no, he's just a guy that makes the drugs, and we now have a perfect Black Mask, so there's no need for this character. It's also such a cheap way to give Alice a redemption arc by giving her the memories back. I wish she would have been able to grow on her own. I'd rather see Sophia again, not her stupid brother who adds nothing to the show. They seriously spent so much time setting up Sophia throughout season 1 as this super powerful woman, only to have her be a background character to a whitewashed woman and an annoying man who took the story that could have been hers. Yes, he's a man of color, but that doesn't mean shit if he's a terrible character taking screen time away from other POC who are much better characters, including, you know, the main character, Ryan Wilder, Batwoman, Caroline Dries. I assure you nobody is watching this show for Ocean of all people. Overall, this episode was okay. It was definitely a downgrade from the past 2 episodes that were great. Even the ones before that had been good. I didn't like what they did with Sophia, but I really enjoyed the Riley storyline. Ocean coming back was definitely the worst part, but Ryan's story was also very messy with her acting out of character just so that they could set up a reveal that felt way too convenient. But I did enjoy how much Wild more content we got. I'm really starting to ship that. The fight scene with Black Mask was pretty good. The car chase scenes were cool. Ryan and Sophie's outfits were on point, and I actually thought Alice's storyline was improving. That is, of course, until Ocean showed up and ruined everything. This wasn't one of the worst episodes, but still a massive downgrade. Probably the worst of the season other than episode 2. It honestly felt like it belonged in the first half of season 1. Going forward, can we please leave Ocean behind and just focus on what makes the show great? Ryan, the Bat Team, Black Mask, and hopefully Commander Kane. As in Kate Kane, not her father. Well, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for similar videos on Batwoman. Leave your thoughts on the video, the episode, or what you thought about Ocean down in the comments below. Thanks for watching and have a good day. Goodbye.